Hi and welcome back to Larand Gaming, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. I am Larand, and yes, it's time to cover this Vikings Ahoy update. So there was an update like 2 days ago or something like that, and there was some new content added, and we're gonna go and find out what they look like, how they behave. We're just gonna test it out basically to show everything that was included in that update. So let's get started. And what we can see first in the patch note, or the update note I should say, this was posted on Cloud Entertainment's Discord. We have new visitors are at Smuggler's Bay for a welcome party. Yes, so we have a Viking ship here now. This is part of a quest, so I did show the quest and what you have to do in my most recent video. But this is basically the new visitors. And there are 4 NPCs that are new here in Smuggler's Bay. 2 of them are walking around on they have a little route that they walk. And the other 2 is over at this new Viking ship. Another thing that was updated or fixed, I would say, is that the mystery bait box is now enabled in Timeless Tides. Meaning that we can use this mystery bait box here as well, which is great. It was not possible before. We're gonna start by taking a closer look at these new axes, or actually it's 1 axe and 1 hammer, but they all go in the category as axes. And worth to know also is that you can only purchase axes in Smuggler's Bay, so you can't get them from Port Jackson, so you need to be here basically. And you go underneath axes, and you have the silver shield breaker, which has a damage of 1150. It has a price of 10 millions. I have already bought this axe, so you can't see the price here, but 10 million is the price. And then you also have the fjord breaker, which is more like a hammer, and it has a damage of 1250. It has a price of 7500 gems. And I also have it here already, so you can't see the price. We're gonna start with the silver shield breaker, so we can see how it behaves and what it looks like when you use it. And this is what it looks like. It doesn't really have any glow effect or anything like that. We're gonna try to throw it into the air and see if it does leave a trail or something. It has a trail, an interesting trail I must say. It's like, I don't know, it's like electricity or something. So let's see, so if I throw the axe, it's not easy to see actually. But it has a very thin bluish trail, looks like static electricity or something like that. So I don't really expect any miracles when hunting with this one. I mean, the damage is okay, I guess. And we get the toughest enemies, of course, the seals. And as you can see, it has no special effect or anything, so it's gonna take a little bit of time, work and effort to actually get down seals with this one. So even if you spend something like 10 millions on an axe, it's not gonna... Yeah, the fact that the seals here in Timeless Tides has so much hit points, it will still take a while to actually get one of them down. And I don't think the hitbox is really 1-to-1 comparing to the actual visible size, and the hitbox itself seems to be a lot smaller, because sometimes these seals are very hard to hit, making them a little bit more frustrating than they should be. Because take a look at that. I hit twice. I got 2 hits from that one. That's weird. I'm gonna try a few more throws just to see. And more seals. God, I'm never gonna be done with this group. So I got actually 2 hits again. That's strange, and I don't know if that's intentional. Again. Is this like an... You see? 2 hits one more time. And again. Is this like a... I wouldn't say cheap version of the bounce blade, but it does seem to bounce. Oh, that can't be right. Okay, so maybe it is a little bit better than expected. Interesting. I didn't expect the result being like that. Alright, so that was a little bit of a surprise, but it seemed to bounce or hit multiple targets. Maybe it goes through the enemies and hits something that is behind. I need to investigate a little bit more into this. We're gonna pick some easier targets. So we're gonna go actually back to Port Jackson because I need to know more about this. We're gonna hunt some orcas instead. Larger targets, slower targets, and it's gonna be easier if something goes through. It's gonna be easier to hit that orca that is behind. And this is the error message, by the way, when you try to jump between Ocean 1 and 2. And it seems to be fixed, actually, so it just forces you through, which is just great, because it has been very problematic to go in between these two worlds. So that is very welcome that they have fixed that. I don't really mind that error message because I know for a fact that I will be able to join the server, so that's good enough for me. And we need to find some orcas instead. Let's see if we can get the same kind of behavior here, or if it was just a fluke on that server. Because, well, the result wasn't really as expected. So here we have 3 orcas. I'm gonna see if we can line them up. So if I throw like this, maybe? That's just a... No, it didn't hurt anything. Okay. Nothing. Nothing. That's an inconclusive result. We need to get more samples. I'm gonna go and chase some more orcas, and if I see something I will include it in the video. So let's see. And it starts to rain also. Beautiful. So it did happen again, and the orcas were not in a straight line. As I could see when I was actually throwing the spear, or the axe. So it has some kind of bounce behavior. I don't know how many times it can bounce, because I had some crazy bounces over in Timeless Tides. That could have been maybe just a fluke, and it doesn't seem to happen all the time, but it can happen apparently. Alright, so enough talk about this silver shield breaker. We need to go back to Timeless Tides again and investigate or check the hammer. The fjord... Was it the fjord breaker? I think it was the fjord breaker. So, let's go. And then we're gonna equip the fjord breaker with a damage of 1250. Alright, so here we have the fjord breaker. Oh, it's pretty small actually. I was expecting something larger, to be honest. But we're gonna test it out, check for trails and all. So let's see, we're gonna go with the shark again. And yeah, so this one is... it was way smaller than expected. I was... I assumed it was like a big hammer, but it wasn't. The trail looked very similar, I would say. Yeah, it's a similar trail. I think it's pretty close to identical, more or less. And has a lot of details though. Very nicely done. Yeah, and we need to test this axe, of course, somewhere. And we need to see if we can get multiple hits like the previous axe. So we need to find a group of sea creatures somewhere. Oh, this is good. Neon armored sharks. I want those actually. So they are very welcome. And we got a single hit. Single hit. Triple hit. So this one seemed to be able to hit multiple targets as well. This is... well, that's cool actually. I like it. I don't mind. But it seems to be a little bit random. This was a triple hit again. That's a single hit. So sometimes it seems to be like a bounce blade behavior, and sometimes it doesn't. Interesting. But it's well, I would say it's very welcome. And I didn't get any eggs. So I'm still chasing actually the neon armored shark egg. I don't have it, so I really want them. But that's how the fjord breaker works. And now we're gonna go back and check the new Viking ship. So let's go back to Smuggler's Bay. And here we are at the boat shop. Let's talk to Anne about the new ship. And let's see, here it is. The preview looks a little bit weird. Trying to understand what I'm looking at. But so we have the Valkyrie boat, a sleek and powerful vessel designed for thrilling adventures on the water. Maximum health 2600, so it has a lot of hit points actually. And a top speed of 120. Price 25,000 gems, so that is very expensive. But for the purpose of this video, of course, we're gonna buy it. There we go. And we're gonna see the customization first. So we have light, and usually when you have light and when you can define it here, it's gonna be colored light. So we're gonna put some neon red to it, like that. Wheel, we're gonna put an orange color to it, and it's gonna reveal itself, I believe. So yeah, it's the steering wheel, and that's the light above the wheel. Right, so we have the floor. We're gonna put it as a green color, just to, well, we're gonna make it ugly as usual, but I think it's easier to see where the different colors map to each other. So then we have the metal, and we're gonna put, yeah, okay, so that's the metal. I'm gonna make it look a little, no, it's gonna be like this. I wanted to make it look good. I'm gonna make it look good once I'm done with the video. Ropes. I would assume that, well, these are the ropes, so we're gonna, yeah, clearly these are the ropes. No question about it. We can put a blue color to it. Primary color. And put maybe like a brownish red to it. And the secondary, well, that's basically what's remaining on this ship. So we're gonna put it like that. And the sail, we can have it candy color. Oh my god, that's ugly. So we're gonna choose it. We're gonna put it like this. Yes. We're gonna have almost the same color as the wheel. And then, of course, we have the horn as always. But now we're gonna try it out, and we're gonna go back. Oh yeah, we need to upgrade this first, and we're gonna skip that part with it. I'm gonna edit that out, so I'm just gonna maximize everything. And here we go, everything is maxed out, and someone in the background is very excited, jumping around. Alright, we're gonna go and test the boat. Let's see. Well, I wonder if it's gonna be large boat or a small one. I have really no idea. I do expect some size to it, so I can't spawn it here because it's blocked by another boat, and here it's also blocked. Everything is blocked. Come on, I need to get this boat to be spawned. Oh, here we go. Oh, it's big. All right, so it's really big, but we're gonna try it out. We're gonna try to force our way out. Doing fine, I see. Yeah. All right, so this is this is not working as intended. We're gonna leave this ship. We're gonna spawn a new one because it got stuck into the land boat. So many boats all over the place. I know exactly where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go where I can spawn the boat in silence, and that's gonna be over at the Kraken boss. The spawn location. That's gonna be great because then I won't get interfered. So let's see, we're gonna go over here instead. We're gonna glide over there so I can get there faster. And here we have the boat or the ship. Yes, and let's see. So this is what this is what it looks like. Top speed 120 isn't really extremely high, but it could be good enough. As for turning, nothing extreme. It's pretty slow, to be honest, when it comes to turning. Maybe, well, if you want to try to be a little bit realistic, that could be maybe as intended, because, well, it has these sails, so maybe you can't really make those sharp turns. I don't know. I'm no expert in in Viking ships. This doesn't really remind me of a Viking ship. But yeah, it doesn't have any specialties or anything like that, so I don't expect any miracles with it. So I'm trying to understand the price of 25,000 gems, to be honest, because well, you know, if you do make a new ship model, it would be nice to actually see it somewhere and someone actually using it, and I don't really think that we're gonna see many of those. It's a steep price. It has the same price as a Jaded Crystal Spear, and that spear is good. I can tell you that this won't give you any benefits from either hunting or fishing, as far as I know. It's gonna be most likely like the Steam Sworn, the other pretty expensive boat that we have, or ship that we have here in Smuggler's Bay. I have seen one player once for a few seconds before someone logged out. That's the only time that I've seen a Steam Sworn, and I think the Fjord Breaker is gonna be even more rare. So if you are like a collector, then of course you need to gather a lot of gems to get this ship basically. Then it could be a really nice and rare addition to the collection. So as a collector, then it could be something definitely worth to get. From that perspective, absolutely. But from an efficiency perspective, when it comes to fishing and hunting, working with index items, doing quests, it really won't help anything as I see it. Alright, so enough about this ship. I can actually go into a free camera ever so quickly just to show you everything here. So it has these like shields here on the side. The color is horrible because that's what I chose. And I would assume that these sails could be adjusted, but it's not really animated or anything like that, so that won't really change anything when you steer the boat. Could have been really cool if that would have been animated. That would have been a great addition. So there you have it. That's the new ship. Alright, and then we have new visual effects. That's I think it's a really cool addition. So there's a water splash now when you fall into the water, and depending on the height, the larger the splash. So if I go from a high altitude, it will make this huge splash. While you're just jumping around here in the water, it's gonna be like a smaller splash. I think it's a great and fun visual effect, to be honest. And when you dive, it looks like this. You have these bubbles now around you or behind you, depending on where you are going. So that's also a fantastic and great looking feature. The torch has a new visual effect. So as you can see, the torch itself has like it's like a cartoonish kind of art style. I think it looks great, to be honest. I love this new effect, and it's a really welcome addition. And also, if your boat gets destroyed, there's a new effect for that one as well. So we're gonna sink a boat just to show what it will look like. I'm gonna take a boat that has a little bit of size. We can take, what should we take? We can take the pirate ship. Yeah, that's cool. So I'm gonna sink a pirate ship. That's gonna be great. I'm gonna spawn it over at the Kraken dock instead, just to make sure that there is room to spawn the boat. So let's see, we're gonna sink this ship, and we're gonna take a closer look at what it looks like when it gets lost out there. So I've seen it once before, and it goes into flames, or well, I think it goes up to flames. Could be different animations, maybe depending on ship, I'm not sure. But we're gonna sink ourselves. That's just one. I want more sea creatures. I want chaos, but yeah, it's gonna be good enough. It's gonna sink me for sure. 100 more hit points, and we're gonna see what it looks like. Oh yeah, it's on fire. So the ship is actually on fire before it goes down. That's cool. That's really cool. That's like an indication that something is, well, let's say severely wrong with the ship. And we're gonna sink the ship right now and see if it changes the animation even more. So that didn't work. Someone took the seal. Someone repaired the ship. I don't want it to be repaired. I want to sink the ship. Oh, that's a boat that got destroyed by armored sharks. Let's borrow these sharks and try to sink the ship that way instead. Yeah, this is like the kind of mayhem that I wanted. So we're gonna see. We're gonna park here and see if we can get this ship down. So it starts to smoke, And then... oh, repaired again. Don't repair it. So we're gonna see. It starts to smoke, it goes into flames, and it gets destroyed. Yeah, that's... that's great. So we have a flying ship. Well, that's okay. We got a lot of armored sharks here. Should I fight them? Maybe I should. We can... yeah, we can see. It's probably gonna kill me now anyway. And we get the double hit once again, which is cool, I guess. I'm not sure if it's intentional though, but it is what it is. But that's the animation when a ship goes down. So we're gonna go back again, and we're gonna check the chests and also the pet egg. So we're gonna go into the pet store, which is located here in Smuggler's Bay. I haven't been here many times before, to be honest, because I only purchased pets in Port Jackson, actually. But if we open a normal egg, so let's open this one. We get a new effect when you hatch that egg. So that was like a green effect. And that's like a purple effect. It's very nice. So let's see. We get, yeah, the different effects depending on different animals. So that's nice. And we're gonna go and do the same with the chest. So if we open one chest. That's a nice sparkling effect. I like it. It feels a little bit more special when you open things like this, when you have a nice animation. I wonder if it's different if you're gonna buy a more expensive chest. So we're gonna try this one as well, the Elven chest, 2000 gems. So we're gonna try it out as well. I think it's gonna be the same animation. It was sparkling a lot, I must say. So that was cool. That was really cool. I like it. Alright, so that's the visual effects, and I don't think we have anything more in this update. There has been some bug fixes related to aquariums. I'm not really sure exactly what has changed, but some bug fixes. And there is also, oh yeah, we need to cover the baits. Absolutely, the baits. That's important. So what we're gonna do now is that we're gonna buy the baits from Wandering Merchant. Because first of all, the mystery bait box, it should be working here in Timeless Tides. And there is also another bait that is very expensive. It's, yeah, the Genie in Bottle, or Genie Bottle bait, I should say. It has a very small chance to catch the Midas mutation of a fish, and guarantees to catch a fish variation you have not already caught. And this is important, that we're gonna dig deep into what this actually means. It has a price of 300 charge, so that is a lot. So you really need to be sure what you do when you purchase this one. First of all, I'm gonna take a screenshot of it. But we're gonna purchase this one, and we're gonna do it right now. Are you sure you want to buy Genie Bottle Bait? So it's really asks you, are you sure to purchase this one? Because yeah, it is expensive, and this is something I don't expect many to do, to be honest. And then we have the Mystery Bait box, equipable bait, price 25 charge. We're gonna buy one of those also, just to try it out. Oh, so this pop-up is maybe it's occurring all the time now when you purchase things at the merchant. Maybe it's new. I'm not sure. I haven't seen it before, but I like this extra level of security so you don't purchase by accident. So that's a good feature. Alright, so now we have 2 new baits to test. And this is the Genie Bottle Bait. So this one is very expensive. I'm actually gonna go back just to show you what the description looks like. Because this one is really important that you make it right and make it count. So you just don't buy it and expect miracles. It will give you guaranteed chance to catch a fish variant that you have not already caught. So that's the main topic here, even though it also gives a very small chance to catch the Midas mutation fish. This part is the most important thing here, because it does cost 300 charge and it says a fish variant. So you have only one attempt to get a fish, and that is also why I'm here on a private server, just to make sure that, well, you never know, you can have lag spikes, you can get fishes that, well, they just, sometimes the rod is not really working properly and it will just flicker and you have lost your chance basically. So I'm trying to increase my chances here to just be able to make this bait count as much as possible. The bait itself, yeah, looks like this. We're gonna go into the free camera. Most likely the only time I will showcase this bait, and yeah, it's beautiful. That's all I can say. It's a genie in a bottle, more or less. So it will do as promised, but not maybe as expected. We can also check the tooltip here, because this description is slightly different from what you see over at the merchant wagons. So it says allows any new variant to be caught, regardless of location and weather, excludes event fish and exotic fish. This is very important to understand what it actually means. So it means any location. That means that if you haven't got a specific fish over in Timeless Tides, you can get one of those also if you are here in Port Jackson. And you have also the weather effect, so if there are variants that is related to different weather conditions, you can get them as well. Very important to understand this, because if you are very close to getting a full index, so you can get the Dolphin Chariot here in Port Jackson, you can end up getting a fish from Timeless Tides when you use this genie bottle bait. So it does exactly what it says in the description. It's just that the outcome is maybe not as what you would have expected, but it will keep its promise, just like a genie in a bottle. But nevertheless, we're gonna try this bait, and I really hope everything will work well. I'm also actually gonna use a regular rod just for the purpose of testing this. So we're gonna go just with the default rod, basically, this one. And so it has a special effect up here now in the top of the rod. We're gonna go actually into a free camera and take a closer look at that one as well. That looks that looks fantastic. Just grabbing the opportunity while I can now, just to see it. Alright, so we're gonna make sure, of course, that we get the right conditions. I don't want to throw it so it ends up in the sand here, so I won't be able to see it. And as soon as I get something on the hook, I need to reel this. You see, genie bottle bait, 1 out of 1. So if I don't catch the first fish, the bait is gone. That's how baits work. So whatever I get, I don't really need to see it underneath the water. I will just need to see the end result, basically. So I'm gonna throw it. Oh, here we go. It's done. Here we have something. We need to reel it. I have no idea what this is. New variation. And it's a chroma. Alright, so let's see what it is. So it's a beluga sturgeon. I can't pronounce it. Yeah, you see what it is. It's a mythic glow. It's a regular size, and I didn't have it before. This one, let's see, where is it located? I need to try to find out. So, this is what the beluga is located. So it's in Port Jackson, it's in the ocean, but you can only catch it during rainy weather, basically. So this is what you can end up with. So it wasn't something that was related here to Port Jackson while I was standing in Port Jackson. It was something that you could catch over in the ocean during rainy weather. And this time it was a mythic glow, regular size. And that is also something now that is very important to know when you use this bait. If you lack like one fish away from getting an index reward, the thing is that it goes for all locations basically. I can't stress this enough. So don't expect miracles, but you can get of course lucky and get that last fish on a specific location, but no guarantees. But the bait itself, it will keep its promise. It will give you a new fish variation. Nice. And as for the mystery bait box, we need to test it of course over in Timeless Tides. So I'm gonna go back to Timeless Tides again and see and verify just that the bait works. And I'm gonna use the default rod for this bait box. I do recommend that maybe you shouldn't do that, but I'm just gonna do it just for the purpose of the video. We're gonna go here. And I'm gonna try it right away. So I have equipped it. It's a nice looking box. And we have 5 attempts. I'm gonna reel anything that actually ends up on the hook. And this is the animation, by the way, or animation, the special effect. It's like question marks up on the top near the bobber. We're actually on the bobber. I'm gonna catch the first one, and the bait box seems to be working just fine. And I got an Atlantic harpoon. So let's see what 5 fishes we're gonna get. Nassau grouper. Really nothing too exciting, to be honest. Mutated piranha. And the last one. Horse Eye Jack. No, I have one more try, by the way. I can't count. Okay, so one more. And there we go, a sunset shark. Alright, so that's the mystery bait box. It's now working also over in Timeless Tides. Alright. Well, in any case, that was all I had for you today. If you do have any questions and comments about this, please put them below. Like this video if you would like to see more content from Fishing Simulator. Please subscribe and yes, have a nice day. Bye everyone.